be feeding, tweeting, using the information. Remember, it's 10:30 p.m. this evening, Friday the 20th of November. There will be a second embargo section, which will be for the Sundays, but I'll come to that at the end of this. I think we've got the questions we're able to take. We've got 5 hands up. We'll take these 5, and then we'll go over to the Sunday guys. So first of all, Andy Hunter, if you want to kick us off, Andy, I'll go in order of how you are on our screen here.
Hi, Jurgen. I was going to ask before, not just because of what's happened to Trent and Joe recently, but had you had to reevaluate the times you were given to players anyway this season before that happened? As in, you had your warning signs that they might be in the red zone or something like that. Had you already changed your assessments of how much of a workload you would give to players, how much rest you would give them, how much you would rotate specifically because of this season?
We constantly think about that. We changed many things because of the season. And for us, you might have seen that Trent's role was a different one in the games he played. It was not up and down the wing constantly. It was more in different spaces. So just as a little hint for that. And yeah, for a centre half, I mean, there was no chance. We would have Joe Gomez played 7 games in a row? No. If we would have had other solutions, not. But we didn't have them, so that's unlucky for all of us, and especially for Joe, obviously. But not to change. But we are constantly in this thought process that we really think, how can we have to how can we use the players in the right way? Because our target is always long-term. It's never short-term. Yes, we have to fulfill short-term targets as well, but the main target is long-term. So we need them. Without the players, we are nothing. And that's why we are really careful, or as careful as we can be.
Okay, Paul Joyce. And then after Paul Joyce is Chris McKenna. Paul.
Hi, Jurgen. Just two small points to clarify on Mo, if I can. Did the club know he was going to the wedding? And also, was it your understanding that it's 10 days isolation after a negative test? That the player has to self-isolate for 10 days?
So first one, if he knew or not, is private. Honestly, that's what we can now start giving little pieces of it. And I said what I said. I did not go to the birthday, and it was really hard for me not to go because everybody was waiting for me. That's what I wanted to explain. And these are the situations you are from time to time in. And I'm 53 years old, and maybe I don't have that many birthdays anymore. So with my best friends, so it was really hard for me to decide. So that's one thing about the situation we are all living in now. And I was sitting here and telling the people about the Egypt wedding and how do we go there and stuff like this. How is that? We spoke about it in the way we spoke about it, and all the rest I'm not too much interested in. And yes, it's all, I'm not sure about now the 100% Egypt rules, to be honest, in this moment, but it's similar. And as long as he's positive, he cannot be back with the team, but he's now positive for a while, so he will get tested again. If that test shows up, it's negative, and then we will follow the procedure and the process, and then we will see when Mo is available for us again.
Fantastic. Chris McKenna, and then after Chris, Don King.
Sorry, Matt, I'll pass on because I was going to ask about Mo, so I'll let Don go.
No problem. So, Don King.
Hi, Jurgen. Can I just ask you about Thiago? You said he's closer. So it's 35. Tomorrow will be 35 days since he sustained the injury against Everton. Did he have a setback in between the time, or is this the consequence of the injury?
It's a consequence of the injury.
Right.
So it was a hit. It was a straight hit on his knee. So it's the consequence of the injury.
Right. And do you think it'll be close? Will it be in the next couple of weeks you expect to see him then? Because he's only played 135 minutes, and everybody, you included, will be desperate to see him launch his career properly here.
So am I. So I cannot change these things. So we have to deal with the consequences of injuries and of the accidents, the things happen, the fouls, whatever. In this game it were fouls, harsh fouls, and if he could have played before, he would have played before, but he couldn't, and that's why he's still. But he's out there on the pitch. He's running. He's doing a lot of stuff. So it will not be too long anymore. And in the beginning, because the pictures look So in the same day we got really the horrible pictures from Virgil, and then we were kind of relieved that it's not that serious for Thiago, but it was always clear it will not be in 2-3 days. In the first few days we thought it would settle quickly, but it didn't. So, and that's what you have to accept then, and that's why we will not rush it. We prepare him for the rest of the season, not for the first game he can play again, and so that's the situation.
Chris Bascom, and then finish with Dave Maddock, and then we go to the Sundays with Chris.
Yeah. I'm not sure you may have just answered this really, but it was just with Thiago and Fab and Oxlade. I mean, are they actually not training with the group then yet? Are you still waiting for the all clear to get them to join the big training session, so to speak, before you can pick them?
Yeah, okay. Players have to train in the big training sessions with the team, in team training, how we call it, and not only once. If it's really serious and you have no other players, then maybe one session has to be enough from time to time. Doesn't happen really often. Can't remember when it happened last time, but usually, how I said, you prepare the game players not only for one game, and that means they need to be part of it. Fabinho was part of that. Okay. What we make of that, we will see, because I don't know yet how he reacts and all that stuff, but Fabinho was part of the normal team training.
Okay, and then to finish, Dave Maddock. There you go, Dave. And then we go to the Sunday. Sorry, so the Sunday guys want to start putting their hands up on. I've got a couple of you up, but Dave, this is the final one from this particular embargo section.
Yeah, and obviously you've lost virtually an entire defence, but you've maintained all along that you can't keep adding to your squad even this season because you can't have players who only play a few games. But there must surely be a temptation to kind of look in January because of that fact that you can't go a whole season without sort of, half a defence and risk losing even more.
We will see. So I don't know what we can do in January, to be honest. I have no idea. That we look for solutions from out, that we look at the transfer market, that's clear, of course. But in the moment, we have the situation we have. And you can't compare situations really, but I only want to mention it. When I came 2008 to Dortmund, my two center halves were 19 and turned 20 that winter. And we played with them for the entire time, pretty much, Hummels and Subotic. Yes, we have talents here, so they are young. They have 18, 19, 23, and then we have more experienced players, so we will see. Now everybody has the chance, and we have midfielders, not in a moment, but hopefully in a couple of weeks, we will have midfielders who can play the more defensive role as well. So these are the solutions we have. We think in a moment, but what we do in January, I have no idea. If we can do something, I have no idea. If we want to do something, I have no idea in the moment. We just will see. For the moment, we are fine. We use we use the boys we have, and I'm really happy. So there's not because we speak constantly about injuries, so it's not easy for me to be happy in this press conference. But I am about the chance they have now, and you should see them in training. They can smell the chance, and they step up, and they want to show that they are ready, and that's good. So, and we will see. I'm really confident that it will work out with the boys, and then hopefully we can convince the rest of the world as well.
Okay.